What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XRP today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. Some big news happened today over the last 4 or 6 hours or 10 hours or so. It happened today. XRP futures were listed on Coinbase. Yes, yeah. And that's pretty cool. That's a big deal. It's not that big of a deal, and it's a media piece. It's a story piece. But wait, CFTC regulated futures launch on price eyes 70% rally ahead of CFTC regulated futures launch. Well, we did not get the rally ahead of time, but once they did launch, actually 70%. Where is this? Where are the Crypto Times, Crypto Telegraph? Where are they getting this 70% rally from? What's that? I mean, what would 70% take us to? Oh, oops, right here. What does that take us to? Why 70%? They're just saying it because it sounds cool. They're just talking about new all-time highs. It's going to go, you guys, it's going to go well above 70%, but enough of the future stuff, right? I don't think that it's that big of a deal. Anybody looking into this thinking that it means that we're going to sell off, I don't think that's what's happening at all. They're just allowing it to trade on derivatives. Yes, I'm aware that a lot of cryptos, a lot of assets around the world, whenever they first have exposure to derivatives, to futures, to any kind of leverage trading at all, oftentimes that does revolve around a topping point and price begins to go down. But this is not a topping point, is it? We've been moving sideways. We're at the base of a point here. XRP, beyond what Coinbase's futures allow, has had futures available for it, has had leveraged and derivative-based trading pairs available for it to be used, right? You can trade on it going up and going down. This isn't something brand new. This isn't the first time it's had exposure to this. So no, unfortunately, I don't believe, or maybe fortunately, if you're looking for the price to go up, unfortunately for the bears, anybody looking for the price to go down, I don't think that this futures listing derivative on Coinbase is going to promote any kind of downside. Maybe it does. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but obviously you're moving sideways here. People are waiting to see what's going on with this listing. Maybe the insiders, whatever, they're waiting to see how the market reacts. I think it's not a big deal, so maybe a reaction will be made for you. You'll sell. You'll find a slightly lower price from where you are now. You'll get a higher low overall, and then you'll slingshot catapult to the upside. Maybe that doesn't happen at all. Maybe just move up, and then the FOMO starts to set in. Oh, the futures don't matter. We're breaking out from this downward sloping trend. Okay, it's time to go. We're going to go. These guys, whoever they are, Cointelegraph and whatever the other news source was, they say we have a 70% pump coming in. I don't know why 70% pump. That's the most obscure area to stop. Let's just look at this real quick, right? If we were to pump 70%, you guys, come on now. Okay, roughly 71% right there, whatever. From a high to a low, that's nowhere. You're stopping. No, it would make more sense to pump 49% or even 100%. It would make more sense to call for either of those. But 70%, I don't know, man. They're just making shit up, they're just making things up. Watch us go up exactly 70%, and I have no clue what I'm talking about. Watch that happen. Wouldn't that be funny? Oh man, I'm gonna never talk smack about a media piece again at the cost of that, or maybe I will, and then I'll bet on it happening just because I'm gonna tempt fate and then play off fate's temptations there. Anyways, guys. We are very close to breaking out of this downtrend. We're not quite there yet. If we look at this here from a high coming down, right, we look at it like this. You are finding resistance along this line still. You haven't done anything too crazy. You're not above the line yet, but you are, I think, in a good posturing to do so. You found resistance here, and you're moving down a little bit, but you didn't move down like this, right? You didn't reject down. You didn't just scoop lower prices immediately. You're moving sideways. So I think you're ready to go into this. I want to see, what are you doing? Are you still finding support at the 236? I will say, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, it would be very weird to me interacting with the 236 like this and not seeing the 382. It'd be really weird to me. So I feel safe in calling for, especially because we're in uncertain times right now and futures just got listed. People might be uppity or jumpy. They might be paper handy with a move that goes below $2. But if you do move below $2, $1.95, $1.98, somewhere in that zone, you're going to find support, man. You're going to find support at that 382. You might not in all fairness. You still are above the 236, but with this interaction, I feel like you're going to go a little bit lower. But regardless, whatever happens, man, you're getting very, very close. Even if you do go lower, you're still getting very, very close to breaking out of this line. And the next time that you do, I think will be your last interaction with this line, at least from the downside perspective. And you're going to be building higher, looking to break out of this overall consolidation phase that you've been in for months, man, since since November here. Let's go back and let's actually do this on an all-time history chart, right? 3-day time frame here. If we're looking at this on the RSI, you're at some of the lower levels that you've been at here, finding support here. Nice little double bottom. You found support in this area before, something to build off of and get into the overbought zone. I think you're going to do that now. You got overbought here, couldn't get oversold. Got overbought here, couldn't get oversold. It's been months, man. You've been in despair. Crypto has been called dead. We're in a bear market. Trump's going to crash the markets. You know, you've heard it all. World War III is going to start. We're about to hit an economic depression, a recession, which I think is just, it's ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous personally because I think we've already seen the recession. I think it already happened. It's called 2021 up until now has been the recession. We've been in it, you guys. And maybe not exactly up until now, but at least 2021 to 2023, if not 2021 to a good bit of 2024 there. Anyways, but that's a topic for another time, I suppose, or maybe for no time at all. I'm not an economist after all. I'm just a chart monkey. But all I'm trying to say here is, what am I trying to say, man? All I'm trying to say is you've been through it. Even in your weakest moments, even in your absolute weakest moments, with all this FUD surrounding you, you couldn't even get oversold. You couldn't actually produce truly weak readings. In fact, anytime you got below the 40, which below the 40 is classified as the bearish area of control from what I've been told, you couldn't even sustain readings down there. You can't. You hate it. You're repulsed by it. You're getting overbought, no problem, but you can't even stand to be below the 40. You're going to see immaculate recovery. Your overall posturing is really nice. If we look at the weekly RSI here, same thing. You can't stand to be below the 50, it seems. Overbought, no problem. Below the 40, I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to go to the 40 is what you're telling me. But you do look postured. You do look ready. Higher lows overall. Very bullish. Getting overbought, not getting oversold, repulsed by it. Getting overbought, not getting oversold, repulsed by it. I very much believe we're on our way to higher prices. And ultimately, you guys, XRP is going to, I believe, $8.37 at a minimum to about $17.50 at a maximum. I don't make the rules, man. I don't make up the price predictions. I come up with them from the data that we run ourselves and that we see. And 870 is actually the minimum target. By the fibs, 837 is the minimum that we've got, but when we've done the math on the Bitcoin pair to XRP, the true minimum that I've been able to come up with is about 870, and that's being as realistically pessimistic as I possibly can be, is $8.70. But 837, it's the 1272 on the fib, so maybe we wick a little bit above it, whatever. 870 is not that far from there. But most of the numbers that we run, whenever it comes to where XRP is going to go, they all show $10 and above. I really do believe that by the end of this next move, by the end of June, how long is this next move going to take? I think it's going to take until the end of June. When's the next move begin? We've already started it. We've already started it if you think in the sense that we found the low this month. We found the low 2 weeks ago. We've already started this next move. If you want to count it as once we break out of this consolidation phase, that's when we started. Well, we're about to start. It's going to be this week, by the end of this week, likely. Yeah. By the end of April, we will have begun this next phase up. And I think by the end of June, we will see our move come to full maturity. And the final destination is not the primary target at 837, rather the 1414 area. With the 1414, it's very common to not stop right at it, but to wick above it and then come down and close below it, right? So going above it, maybe we go to $17, maybe we go to $15. There's a lot of numbers that line up. When we compare the XRP to Bitcoin chart, we run the expected outcome of where we'll go there, right? Just for example, right, XRP BTC. It's different than XRP USD, right? If we're looking at this here on a monthly basis, you can see similar on a daily basis, right? Pretty damn similar on a weekly basis even. Monthly basis, so it's very different. We're at an area we found resistance over the past like 5 years. When we break out of this, the likely next area that we go to is this area of resistance up here between, you know, whether it's at this monthly high close, it's at the monthly low closes, the monthly high closes here. We've run all the numbers, right? And comparing it to where we expect Bitcoin to go, which by the time XRP tops off, I think would be anything between about 140,000 to 170,000, 180,000, but we haven't even run the numbers at 170 to 180K. We normally stop at about 140K to 160K. We run it from 100K to 130K all the way up, right? The numbers that we come up with literally are littered throughout the $10 to $17 zone. $10, $13, $15, a lot of stuff comes up in that area. So I don't really know what else to say. That's the expectation. Nothing's changed. There might be a little turbulence here, and I only think that the reason for that might be because of a little uncertainty with the futures listings that we just had. But really, reality is going to hit you in the face. Even if you see some downside, reality will hit people in the face. This isn't anything new. This is nothing to be afraid of. We're about to pump. Who cares about the futures listing? It's just a media piece. It doesn't matter, right? There's probably a reason why. I would bet most people probably aren't even aware of that because it's just that insignificant of news. But it was something that I thought I would talk about because people seem to be afraid of futures listings, and they're not all bad. Not all the time are they bad. It's just like when it's the first time. That's when it's bad. And this would not be its first time for Coinbase, sure, but it's not the first time that you're exposed to some kind of derivative of trading. But I digress. So if we go lower, the expected move would be about like $1.90, $1.95, just below $2, right around there. And then afterwards, you would begin to run higher. When you get above about $2.55, you close a day above 255 above this daily high close here. If you can close above there, you're validating that this is the low, and you're validating the notion that you're ready to take out this high and beyond, right? You're going to prices that are up at 837 at a bare minimum, at the most pessimistic I can be, man. Some people think that that's too bullish, is 837, but that's the most bearish I can actually bring myself to be. That's the lowest amount of bullish I can be. Is we're at $2.08 now. Hold on. $2.08 now. I can't imagine us seeing a lower price than 837. I really actually can't imagine us seeing prices below $10, and I think that we've got more than that to come. So I'm going to stop talking and repeating myself. I got nothing else to say. One of these days we're going to move up higher. It might be today, but certainly by the end of this month, I do believe that we'll see prices that are above not just $2.55, but potentially even above $3 by the end of the month over the next 9 days, 8 days, and 20 hours. I got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.